In a grand chamber filled with shimmering lights and strange symbols, the Galactic Council gathered for an important meeting. Representatives from various alien species sat around a large round table made of a material that looked like glass but sparkled like stars. The air was filled with excitement and arrogance. They were proud of their power and technology, believing they ruled the galaxy. At the head of the table sat Zorak, a tall, blue-skinned being with 3 eyes. He cleared his throat and began to speak. Esteemed members of the Council, we have gathered to discuss the failures of our recent military campaigns. Our enemies seem to be growing bolder, and we must address this. A murmur ran through the room as the members shared glances. Vecta, a green-skinned warrior with sharp features, leaned forward. I have heard whispers about a species called humans from a small planet named Earth. They have been causing trouble, but they are nothing to worry about. They are primitive and weak. The room erupted in laughter. The members found the idea of humans posing a threat ridiculous. What can they do? Chuckled Morn, a creature with a long tail and bright purple skin. They barely have advanced technology. They cannot even travel between stars. Zorak raised his hand to calm the laughter. Indeed, but we must not underestimate them. They have shown surprising resilience in their recent conflicts with each other. Perhaps we should send a delegation to Earth to show them their place. We can teach them about the superiority of the Galactic Council. The laughter faded as the members considered Zorak's words. The Council was known for its strength, and they had never backed down from a challenge. Vecta stood up, a confident smile on his face. Let's send a small team. We can easily intimidate them and make them submit. They will learn to respect us. The Council agreed, and plans were made to send a delegation to Earth. The members began to discuss who would go. They debated the best approach to make the humans feel small. We should bring our most advanced ships and weapons, suggested Morn. Let them see how powerful we are. As the discussions continued, a sense of pride filled the chamber. The Council members felt invincible. They believed they could easily deal with this human problem. The idea of a small planet standing up to them seemed laughable. Meanwhile, on Earth, life was moving on as usual. Humans were busy with their daily lives, unaware of the Council's plans. In a quiet meeting room in a city filled with towering buildings, a group of human leaders gathered to discuss recent events. They had heard strange reports about alien sightings and unusual activities in space, but they did not know the details. One of the leaders, a wise woman named Sarah, spoke up. We need to pay attention to these reports. Something is happening out there. We should not ignore the possibility of contact with other civilizations. Her words sparked concern among the group. They were unsure of what these aliens wanted. A young man named Tom, filled with curiosity, asked, "What if they come here to take over? We need to be ready." The group agreed to monitor the situation closely. They decided to remain calm and prepare for any potential challenges. Little did they know, the Galactic Council was already on its way, filled with pride and arrogance. Back in the council chamber, Zorak raised his glass, a gesture of celebration. To our upcoming visit to Earth, let us show these humans the power of the Galactic Council. They will learn to bow before us. The council members cheered, their voices echoing in the grand chamber. They were convinced of their superiority, laughing at the thought of humans standing up to them. Little did they know, their pride would soon lead to unexpected consequences. As the meeting ended, the council members left the chamber, their minds filled with visions of victory over the humans. They were ready to show the galaxy that they were unbeatable. But out in the depths of space, a storm was brewing, one that would challenge everything they thought they knew about humanity. As the Galactic Council's ships soared through the vastness of space toward Earth, humans were starting to notice strange events happening in the sky. Reports of bright lights and unusual shapes in the atmosphere filled news channels and social media feeds. People were excited and a little scared. What was happening? Were aliens really coming to Earth? In a busy office in the heart of Washington, D.C., a group of top government officials gathered around a long table. The atmosphere was tense as they listened to reports from scientists and military leaders. Sarah, the wise leader who had warned her colleagues earlier, sat at the head of the table. She looked at the faces around her. Some were worried, while others seemed indifferent. "Everyone, we need to take this seriously," Sarah said firmly. "The Galactic Council is on its way to Earth. We don't know their intentions, but we must prepare for the worst." Tom, the young man filled with curiosity, raised his hand. What if they come to invade us? We need to show them we can fight back. His voice was full of determination, but also fear. The room fell silent as everyone considered his words. A military general named Roberts stood up, his face serious. We have a good defense system, but we must not rely solely on it. We need to gather more information about these aliens. What do we know about them? Sarah nodded, urging the team to focus. Let's start by looking at everything we can find about the Galactic Council. We need to understand who they are and what they want. The team divided into smaller groups, each tasked with researching different aspects of the aliens' technology and culture. Meanwhile, scientists across the globe began analyzing the strange lights and shapes seen in the sky. They set up powerful telescopes and satellites, trying to capture any data they could. The more they learned, the more they realized the Council's ships were far more advanced than anything humans had ever created. This knowledge filled many with dread. In a secure lab, a group of scientists huddled around a large screen displaying images of the alien ships. These vessels are massive and seem to have capabilities we can only dream of, one scientist said, eyes wide with disbelief. But we can't give up. We have to be smart about this. As the days passed, the government began to take precautions. They conducted drills and prepared emergency plans. The military held secret meetings, discussing strategies and weapons that could potentially counter any attack. Sarah made sure that the public remained calm, urging them to avoid panic. We need to present a united front, she told the media. There is no need for fear. We will be ready. Her words reassured many, but whispers of worry still spread among the citizens. In the midst of all this preparation, a small group of everyday people decided to take matters into their own hands. They created online forums and social media groups to discuss the situation, sharing ideas and concerns. They organized community meetings to raise awareness and gather support for the government's efforts. One evening, a local community center buzzed with energy as people gathered to talk about the alien arrival. We can't let them think we're weak, shouted a passionate young woman named Lisa. We need to stand together and show them that Earth is not an easy target. The crowd cheered in agreement. Lisa's words inspired many. People began to see themselves as part of a larger story. They were not just individuals, they were part of a planet that might face a real threat. Back in the Council's ships, Zorak and the others were confident about their plan. They believed the humans would cower in fear and submit without a fight. But on Earth, things were different. Humans were preparing, not just to defend themselves, but to show their strength. As the Council's ships approached, the tension on Earth grew. The government was readying its forces. Scientists were working tirelessly, and everyday people were coming together. The humans were not as weak as the Council had believed. The stage was set for an encounter that would change the fate of both worlds. Little did the Galactic Council know the humans were not going to back down. They had a plan, and they were determined to prove that they were more than just a primitive species. The Galactic Council's ships glided through the atmosphere, descending toward Earth with a blend of arrogance and anticipation. The Council members, filled with pride, could not imagine that a tiny planet like Earth could pose any real challenge. They believed they were unstoppable, and their confidence would soon be put to the test. As the ships landed in a vast open field, the Council members disembarked, their eyes wide with awe at the planet's beauty. Bright blue skies stretched above them, and green fields lay all around. The aliens were greeted by a small crowd of curious humans who stood at a safe distance, watching the newcomers with a mix of wonder and uncertainty. Zorak, the leader of the Council, stepped forward. "People of Earth," he boomed, his voice echoing across the field. "We come in peace, but you must understand your place in the galaxy. You are weak and we are powerful." Laughter erupted among the Council members. They believed their strength was unmatched, and that humans would quickly bow down to them. Vecta, the green-skinned warrior, added, "Look at these creatures. They are small and fragile. They cannot possibly defend themselves against us." The crowd of humans stirred, some whispering to each other. Many felt fear, but others stood tall, determined not to show weakness. Among them was Sarah, who stepped forward, her heart pounding but her resolve strong. "We may be small, but we are not weak. We will defend our home if needed." Zorak raised an eyebrow, surprised by her boldness. "You dare to speak back to us? You do not know the power of the Galactic Council." He gestured toward the ships, showcasing their advanced technology. "We have weapons that can destroy entire cities in seconds. Do you really think you can stand against us?" The humans exchanged uneasy glances. Sarah felt the weight of their eyes on her, and she knew she had to keep their spirits high. "We are not afraid of you. We have our own strength. We are resourceful, and we will fight for our home." Her voice was firm, but inside she felt the uncertainty of the situation. The council members scoffed at her words. They exchanged knowing looks, convinced that they were simply toying with an inferior species. Morn, the purple-skinned creature, sneered. "Let them have their little display of bravery. It won't matter when we show them our true power." As the days passed, the council's arrogance grew. They held demonstrations of their technology, showcasing their ships and weapons to the world. They flaunted their strength, believing they were instilling fear in the hearts of humans. However, the humans were watching closely, taking notes and gathering information. Back on Earth, scientists and military leaders worked tirelessly to understand the alien technology. They studied the ships and weapons, gathering data from the Council's demonstrations. With each piece of information, they grew more confident. Tom, the young man from earlier, was especially enthusiastic. "We can figure out a way to counter their attacks. We just need to stay smart and united." Meanwhile, in secret, a group of engineers and scientists began working on a plan. They brainstormed ideas for technology that could counter the advanced weapons of the Council. They were determined to show the aliens that humans were not to be underestimated. As the Council continued to mock humans, Zorak and the others felt invincible. They hosted lavish parties on their ships, celebrating what they believed would be an easy victory. They laughed and joked, completely oblivious to the quiet determination brewing on Earth. But with every passing moment, the humans were preparing. They held secret meetings, sharing ideas and strategies. They reached out to experts from around the world, uniting to confront the looming threat. Sarah's voice inspired many. "We will show them that we are strong. We will not back down." One night, as the council members reveled in their supposed superiority, a message reached Sarah's team. "They believe we are weak," she said, gathering her colleagues. "But we must show them that we are a force to be reckoned with. We need to prepare for the unexpected." The stage was set for a clash of strength and wit. The Galactic Council, blinded by their arrogance, had underestimated the humans. Little did they know, the tiny planet they mocked was ready to stand tall and fight back. The next encounter would change everything. The Galactic Council continued to flaunt its power, unaware of the storm brewing on Earth. The Council members were confident that their advanced technology and overwhelming numbers would crush any resistance from the humans. They believed that fear had taken hold of the small planet, and they laughed at the idea that the humans could challenge them. But beneath the surface, humans were not just afraid, they were ready to fight back. As the sun set over the horizon, casting long shadows across the field where the Council had landed, Sarah and her team put the final touches on their plan. They had gathered intelligence and developed a strategy to surprise the aliens. It was risky, but they had no choice. The survival of their planet depended on it. "Tonight we strike," Sarah announced to the team gathered in the makeshift command center. The air was thick with anticipation. "The Council thinks we are weak. Let's show them just how wrong they are." Meanwhile, aboard the Council's flagship, Zorak and his fellow leaders were still celebrating their perceived victory. They drank and laughed, oblivious to the preparations taking place just outside their door. Morn raised his glass. "To our future conquest. Soon these pathetic humans will be nothing but a memory." But unbeknownst to them, Sarah and her team had prepared a special weapon, a powerful EMP device designed to disable the alien ships. The team had worked tirelessly to ensure it was ready for deployment. The goal was to strike quickly and catch the Council off guard. As night fell, the humans moved silently through the shadows, making their way to the designated launch site. Tom and Lisa led the way, their hearts racing with a mix of fear and excitement. "This is it," Tom whispered. "We need to stick together and stay focused." "Right," Lisa replied, her determination shining through. "We can do this." With every step, they could see the alien ships illuminated by soft lights, standing tall against the dark sky. It was a sight that would have terrified many, but for Sarah and her team, it fueled their courage. They reached their launch site, a small hill overlooking the Council's encampment. "Get ready," Sarah instructed, her voice steady. "On my mark." As they prepared the EMP device, they noticed the aliens still celebrating, completely unaware of the danger looming just above them. The Council's arrogance blinded them to the reality that the humans were more resourceful than they had thought. "Now!" Sarah shouted, and with a swift motion they activated the device. A bright pulse of energy shot out, spreading through the air like a wave. The effect was immediate. Lights on the alien ships flickered and went dark, and alarms blared in confusion. The Council members stumbled from their celebrations, panic washing over them. "What's happening?" Zorak shouted, his confidence shattered. "Report! What is going on?" "Sir, we are losing power," cried one of the technicians, trying to stabilize their systems. The once proud Council was thrown into chaos, and their arrogance turned to fear. Outside, the humans watched in awe as their plan unfolded perfectly. The EMP had worked beyond their expectations. "They are vulnerable!" Tom exclaimed, adrenaline pumping through his veins. "Now is our chance!" Without hesitation, Sarah signaled her team to advance. They moved quickly and quietly, taking advantage of the chaos within the alien camp. Their goal was to gain control of the Council's flagship and show them that humans were not to be underestimated. As they approached the ship, Sarah led the charge, her heart pounding. "Stay alert! We don't know what they might do." They moved through the shadows, slipping into the ship's entry point. Inside, the Council members were frantic, trying to regain control. The humans quickly moved through the corridors, surprising alien guards who were still dazed from the EMP blast. The humans fought back with surprising skill, using both their wits and their determination. Zorak, realizing the gravity of the situation, shouted for his guards. "Stop them! We cannot let these creatures take our ship!" But it was too late. The humans were united and resolute, pushing deeper into the ship. They had the advantage of surprise, and the Council's pride had turned into panic. "Let's show them what humanity can do," Sarah shouted as they pushed forward, ready to reclaim their home. With every step, they felt the tide turning. They were no longer the small, weak species the Council had mocked. They were humans, fighting for their planet and their future. And this was just the beginning. As the echoes of chaos faded, the humans took control of the Galactic Council's flagship. Inside the ship, Sarah and her team moved quickly, securing the bridge and ensuring that no Council members could escape. They had successfully launched a surprise attack, but the fight was not over yet. Zorak and the remaining Council members were cornered in a conference room, their faces pale with shock. The mighty aliens who had come to conquer Earth were now prisoners on their own ship. Sarah stepped forward, her heart pounding, filled with both fear and determination. "You thought we were weak," she said, her voice steady. "But we will protect our home no matter the cost." Zorak's eyes narrowed. "You fools! You cannot comprehend the power of the Galactic Council. We will not let you take our ship." But Sarah and her team were ready for this moment. They had studied the alien technology, and with each passing second, their confidence grew. "We're not here to destroy you," Sarah said, "but to show you that we will not be bullied. If you leave us in peace, we can talk. But if you try to fight, you will face the consequences." Around her, the other humans nodded in agreement. They stood strong, united in their purpose. The Council members exchanged worried glances, realizing that their arrogance had led them to underestimate the resolve of humanity. "Your planet is insignificant in the grand scheme of the galaxy," Morn sneered, trying to regain some semblance of authority. "You will regret this decision." But Sarah only smiled. "We are not afraid of you or your threats. We have shown you our strength. Now you can either leave us in peace or face a united Earth." With a reluctant sigh, Zorak realized they had no choice. The humans had gained a powerful advantage. "Very well," he said slowly. "We will retreat, but know that we will not forget this humiliation." "Good," Sarah replied, her voice firm. "Let this be a lesson. You cannot underestimate us. We will defend our planet against any who wish to conquer it." As the Council prepared to leave, Sarah felt a sense of pride swell within her. They had stood against a formidable foe and emerged victorious. They had proven that humans were not just weak creatures to be pushed around. They were brave and capable of defending their home. As the flagship took off, Sarah and her team watched from the bridge, their hearts racing. The alien ships moved away from Earth, retreating into the depths of space. The humans had won a significant battle, but Sarah knew this was only the beginning. Back on Earth, the news spread like wildfire. People celebrated in the streets, cheering for their heroes. The defeat of the Galactic Council was a testament to human strength and unity. People who had once doubted their capabilities now stood tall, inspired by the courage of Sarah and her team. In the days that followed, the world came together to strengthen their defenses. Scientists and engineers collaborated to create advanced technologies, learning from the alien ships left behind. They worked to ensure that Earth would be ready for any future encounters. Sarah became a symbol of hope and bravery. She spoke at gatherings, urging everyone to stay united and prepared. "We must learn from this experience," she told crowds. "We are a small planet, but together we are powerful. Let us never forget what we achieved." As humanity began to rebuild, the Galactic Council watched from a distance, their pride shattered. They had underestimated Earth's resolve, and now they faced a future where humans would not be so easily conquered. The Council vowed to regroup and rethink their strategies, but they knew that their previous confidence had been misplaced. For Sarah and her team, every day brought new opportunities. They were no longer afraid of the vastness of space or the power of alien civilizations. They had fought back, and now they were ready for whatever came next. Together, they had created a new beginning, a time when humanity would not only survive, but thrive. As Earth looked to the stars, it did so with newfound determination. The future was uncertain, but they were ready to face it together. United, they would show the galaxy that Earth was not just a small planet to be mocked, but a force to be reckoned with.